All right. So, my bad. Back to this part three of chapter three, right? Again, as we're seeing, right, this is already the longest chapter, which is good. Given that again, this is the one we've all been waiting for, right? Again, the real world uh chapter and kind of the culmination of the mod. Maybe there's gonna be a chapter four, but based on, the time, right? I feel like this is an appropriate, I don't want to say stopping point, but I feel like it's not, it's not unreasonable to assume that, this is probably that basically just this is where the bulk of the mod is, right? But with that, right, again, it presents kind of an um interesting sort of a choice or option or choice, right? Because and this is just based on where we're at, right? So again, I've got three saves going. Save one, right, is right at the end of Headspace. Save two is right before we meet up with Dowie and or Jesus Christ, Daphne and who's I honestly don't remember the guy's name. And then this, and where what's interesting about this save is this is right before we head into our apartment. Um, with the thing being again, you go back home, you don't feel like coming back out. So the interesting thing there and what that tells me is, and also this is based on this chapter as well, I think it's a safe assumption to say we're not going to go back into headspace. I think if anything, where and how this chapter will end will be, a transition back into headspace. And maybe if chapter four ever comes out later down the line, it continues on with the headspace journey, right? Or maybe just headspace dissolves entirely. Who knows? Again, granted, I said at the end of the last part that there's an implication that there would be another day's worth of stuff, given that again the whole missing items thing, and again was supposed to reset after day, but I don't know if that's in real world time or in game time. So the basically our dilemma is quite possible we go back inside and then the mod kind of ends, right? Or it goes on for a bit longer and then it ends. But what I've also been saying is just given the name and why I have that second save before we meet with Daphne and Bowen. Bowen was his name. Is that it's again, given that what I would do is simply go back and then do everything else I want to, involving like the comic books, involving like the daydreaming, right? Stuff like that, since we've kind of explored the limits of the city, but as well as re-meeting up with Daphne and Bowen, and then re-meeting up with the group that we met. But again, and kind of where we left off and how it leads into this one, as I said, I think a pretty safe bet. Just move forward with the story as normal, which for me is going to be probably going inside right now. And then once that's done, I'll go back and do everything else. And not just to see if it changes, but also just so that I can kind of focus on that and not worry about the story as a whole. So again, I feel as though that's fair. Granted, maybe we do get surprised, right? Maybe like, we do whatever, right? And maybe there is another day, but who knows, right? But I think we're not going to like assume that. But again, since we have that second save, we can safely go back in, right? And again, so we know again, hey, we got a phone and it's night, right? So again, the phone might be important. Oh, did they? Wasn't there a save here? Did also? Why is it dark as fuck? Like I'm pretty sure, Hey, yeah, let's just brush our teeth, right? And again, we can see ourselves here, but I'm gonna say, why is it so dark? Like, can we turn on the lights, please? Like, also we need to put the steak away first. Can I do that first? Hold on. Yeah, let's throw the steak in the fridge. Yeah, there's no way that shit's still good. Like, I'm gonna be honest, that shit's 100%. I would not eat that. Also, did they take away? I guess we still can save. So I guess before so long as we don't home at night, right? So long as we don't overwrite that second save file, we're still good. What could this even be about? Let's see, hold on. It's also night. Hold on. The block letters. If you remember, the block letters go back to it goes back to fucking Headspace, the Lost Library. Whenever Sonny would read the stories of his past, right? It'd be block letters representing the names of people with the amount. So 6 is Aubrey. So this presumably this is literally Aubrey on the phone. Like real out grand, I don't know why it's block letters, but this is theoretically like real world Aubrey, like because I mean the game takes place in what the 90s, right? So this isn't like 2024 where I can pick up my cell phone and call someone, right? So this is what, still like I wasn't around in the 90s. I was born right at the turn of the millennia. So this is what, like landline phone? So you literally had the house phone that you had to fucking make calls from, right? So presumably, like again, 6 letters Aubrey, right? She's literally just making a call from the fucking house, which I mean, I guess I'd assume, her house phone probably given her state of living isn't the best, or maybe she used a payphone or something, right? But again, so the important thing is 6 letters is Aubrey, right? So based on a lost library, you got speaker what? Like you only got so much time. I can't is there supposed to be like writing you picked oh wait, this is I thought this was a voicemail. I was like, wait a second, you know, didn't think you would. It's like, shouldn't you be asleep? Like, how have you been? See, treating you well? Because hey, I'm honestly I wouldn't be surprised if the mod ended or if chapter 3 ended with this interaction because this is I mean, obviously, we've seen Daphne and Bowen, right? Fucking and there have been the references to Basil with the plants that he sent, right? But this is like the first actual interaction, obviously not in person, but first interaction with like any of the main like 4 or I guess 5, right? Not 6 because unfortunately we're down one. That's the whole point of the story. But again, the first like actual like interaction with the main 5. So I mean, I guess we got the new gang, right? So and I guess obviously Sunny because at the end of the day, granted, it was like you have to think about how crazy the transition was for Sunny because again, this is based off the first off, this canonizes, the actual like, good ending, right? Or whatever true ending, yada yada yada, right? Which again, the interesting thing there being again, like pretty crazy transition because you have Sunny staying inside all the way up until 3 days, going out, doing everything this story, telling the truth, which I think is kind of the big thing here, right? Because this implies that him and Basil told everyone the truth about what had happened, and that's probably why he's scared to talk. And I think the interesting thing is because it's been implied that Sonny's been in the city for at least a bit, right? Daphne Bowen they got there like what a week ago, but Sonny's been there for at least a bit. Granted, not too long, but we could probably say with like a month or two, maybe. I mean, they're fully moved in, so it's like so this is seemingly the first time. I mean, Basil's family has been sending stuff, but this is the first time. Again, not only has he interacted with a member of the main 5, like not in person, but over the phone, but also the first time since he told them the truth, seemingly, right? Again, especially like Aubrey, right? You know, as for us, and again, blank, who's Basil, right? Basil's been doing fine. That's 5 letters, right? He is now, and then Hero and Kel, you know. But again, right, that's and again, because like I mean, honestly, like you can't really blame Sunny though, right? Because at the end, like I unless I'm wrong, the implication is that everyone's aware of the truth now because it's after, or maybe to be fair, there is the what is it? There's the ending where Sunny just moves away, but that's in that ending. Yeah, no, because in that ending, Basil dies. So he kills himself, right? And also again, so we went through the fight with Basil. He cut our eye, right? That's like indicative of the true like ending or whatnot, right? Because like if you don't do that, because I honestly I really wish I like knew because it's been however long since I played the original game. Because I'm pretty sure because the endings you have, right? If it's not the true ending, Basil fucking dies, right? I'm pretty sure that's what it comes down to, regardless. And him being around and fine, and because of the fight we had, right? That like implies the true ending, which implies, telling the truth, right? Because theoretically, it could have been like the again bad one, right? Where it's like, oh yeah, he just bails, but then Basil would be dead, right? So unless I'm tripping, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. So like, you can't really blame Sonny for not like, especially like given that kind of what went down during those 3 days, right? He was speaking to Aubrey for the first time since, like, after, telling, like, her knowing the truth, right? Telling everyone the truth, right? No, you sure could. All right, all right. Looks like all that fucking analyzing was worthless and pointless because this is literally referencing fucking, him telling everyone the truth, right? And then leaving. Maybe it wasn't your choice. I mean, literally wasn't. To be fair, like their house was already basically moved out by that point. Could have tried more. And I mean, I like let's put it this way. Oh, Kel's on the I'm going through and again, so honestly, I didn't is everyone gonna speak to Sunny? That would honestly be like so nice. But I was gonna say, like, even though like Aubrey's kind of accusing Sunny, I mean, the fact that she actually like picked up the phone and called him, and kind of let him know about everyone, like shows that she at least still cares, right? Even if, obviously, I feel like, you know, that's such a horrible situation for everyone involved, right? So like, animosity and feelings are a bit complicated there, but only 3 days just wasn't enough. Also, it's possible, theoretically, this could be like somewhat of a dream, but for anything, damn, it's okay, right? You don't have to think about us. Damn, whoa, like, all right, that's a bit extreme, Okay, yeah, bro, what the fuck? All right, this has to be like a troll. This has to be like a dream or something. Like, what the hell is this hallucination? Like, and again, so that's Hero, right? All right, yeah, dude, what the hell are we in a? We have to be in a dream. That's why I was like, for a second, I'm like, all right, that was a nice, yeah, we're in a fucking dream right now. What the hell? You know, why is it getting so damn dark? I just can't fucking see. Like, but I guess this is what Sonny was afraid of, right? In that, how is everyone going to react to the truth, right? And then 5 is Basil, right? 4 years ago, maybe you never, yeah, that's what I'm like, all right, dude, like 6 letters, yeah. Also, it's quite possible since this is a dream, the 4 letters could be a Mari instead of Hero or like a hallucination. Oh, it's mom on the phone. All right, that's why I was like, I was like, Jesus. I mean, we did actually. We met. Not only did we see Daphne and Bona again, but we met the new group. So, and again, because we put the steak in the fridge, right? So are we gonna go back to sleep? That's what I'm kind of interested about, right? All right, we can move now. So seemingly all that's left to do is again, yeah, we should go to bed. I just want to look in the mirror once more. So that's interesting because I do remember one of the things in kind of the trailer, or I guess the teaser, was that there was the call again, and then this is that there was the call, right? But I guess that was all just a hallucination, right? So we'll end the chapter. So again, this is what we anticipated, right? So we again, this is kind of what I anticipated would happen. Basically, we'd go inside, do whatever, go to bed. That'd be the end of the chapter. So, all right, let's see if. And again, so this is like one of the transitions in the original game, right? Hey, and what I'll do is I'll definitely make a black screen. So, oh shit, is this like the end of the mod? I guess it's quite possible this is the end of what the mod itself, which because I figured again, this is like the culmination, right? You know, but yeah, good ass fucking mod, right? Again, my assumption was basically like, all right, even if there is a chapter four, who knows how long it'll take, right? I guess the interesting thing is, so unfortunately, I wish I didn't save because I saved inside. I wish I didn't save inside and that I saved outside. I guess granted where we're at now is we can have this again, we can do this, right? So what we'll do is we'll go through this again. And then what I'll do is again, so we'll go through all the other like interactions, right? And then probably end the part. I don't think we're gonna do any of like the boss fights or anything else. I think that'll probably be another part, but I think at least because again, we're gonna have the interaction with the other, you know. Damn, I wish I could like skip. Damn, I really wish I hadn't fucking saved like right before. But yeah, so again, I do think that's very interesting. So again, that's basically the end of what I presume to be Reverie, right? But like I think I'm gonna try to save it for the black screen, right? I do think it's interesting that again, Sunny like had that little like Oh, I should have I should have clicked no. I wanted to see whatever. I don't think it'll make more than like a line or two difference. But I think it's interesting that Sunny hallucinated that, right? Which again, because it was just his mom on the line, right? So, but again, so it does show that, I mean, it is the true ending, right? So I guess the interesting thing is, I guess because really the question then is, how how is everyone else doing, right? That does, because obviously it was all fake, right? It was all hallucination. But, the question then is, how is everyone else doing, right? I mean, we have there's like zero way of knowing. I guess the only thing that we have to go off of is the fact that we know that Basil is still like sending flowers and shit, right? So, and then again, we just need to skip through this whole damn, I'm not even gonna lie, I really wish I didn't save. What I'll do is I'll make my way all the way back and then save, right? Just specifically so that I don't need to go through this interaction again. But again, right? Because I will do at least one more part of Reverie, at least one more part. And then because I'll do this, I'll wrap this up, do like a black screen on Reverie, right? And then I'll do one more part where I hit up all the rest of the interactions and then fight the bosses. So that's kind of the plan, right? That's what I feel like we're gonna do. So since we now know we have the backstop for this mod, which is going home, right? And then and then what would you call it? Going to bed, right? So again, I could talk more about it, but we're gonna, I'll say it for the black screen. But again, really, what I said already, right? In terms of, yeah, we have no real clue how everyone else is doing. Because I originally thought like that was actually the case. It wasn't until they're like, "Oh, you left us," right? Where I'm like, "All right, this has to be like a hallucination." But because what I'll say is, Aubrey's portion, right, was definitely like I could have seen that being like the actual, sort of what would you call it? Especially given that it had been like however long, like I wouldn't expect it immediately after, but after like a month or so, like that seems like very much like I guess in character or something that, I could see like her doing like in something that would reasonably take place. But again, I guess that's just another again, this goes back to like when I originally played Omori, right? And like you can just look at the Omori playlist I have and just everything. Again, still gonna make the black stream, but chances are I'm pretty sure I have a video on kind of post-ending headcanons and like what and also specifically on the characters' reactions to the truth, given we now know that that's the case. So I'm not going to make a video on that, or maybe I'll do is I'll loosely reference it in the black screen video for Reverie. But again, we'll need to see there. But again, damn, I really wish I had saved inside. That was stupid. I don't know why I did that, but because now we need to go through this whole. Granted, it's just through this interaction and then, the nurse and then going home, right? Like that's basically what it is. But, let's see. But yeah, at least in this part, what I'll do is I'll go back to the park to talk with them, and then I will, what would you call it? I'll also go to the bakery to talk with Daphne and Bowen, right? So I guess we're gonna hang on to that steak, and it's gonna become very rotten by the time we get home, since we can't go in and then come back out, right? So shoot, I guess I could have theoretically said no, but whatever. Yeah, freaking and I guess here's what I'll say. Because obviously what everyone we definitely should not bear in the park that way, but because what everyone's gonna want is like a happy ending and resolution, but that's just I don't feel like maybe if they would have actually went through with that phone call, but I also feel like having it be kind of more I feel like I don't want to say it defeats the purpose, but I feel like having it more open-ended not only makes more sense, it's more realistic, but also again, it keeps the focus on kind of basically just, Sonny's new, right? His new kind of life, right? In the city. So if anything, again, just simply having references here and there to people like Basil, obviously the whole incident still being something on Sonny's mind or somewhat on his mind, right? Or telling everyone the truth, right? Again, Daphne Bowen obviously being here as well. Um, again, like think that makes sense more than anything else. So, and again, we need to do this fight, and then she like roundhouse kicks us, and then fucking, we get sent to the clinic. So, all right. So again, right? And again, yeah, Rick and Lucy literally just like drop kicks us in the middle of the fight. Like we take like half damage. Like Jesus. But yeah, so I think I'll do the two interactions. The interactions with Daphne Bone, like the interaction with this group, and then end the part. And then in the next part, what I'll do is I'll do all those like mini boss fights. And it's the remix of Push and Shove. Bro, shit, yeah. Oh, this isn't the one. I think it's the next one. I think it's the next one. I think it's this one. Yeah, watch this. Like orbital spinning kick, bro. 50 fucking damage. Bro, and the pose is crazy. Ugh. Yeah, it's like what the hell? It's like thought he would dodge. It's like, no, I can take it. We're actually like dead. Imagine that kills us. That'd be crazy. Recreate the incident, this time at a park. Nah, we dead. Yeah, so we good. We good. Just Captain Pinkbeard's ultimate move. It's like, I gotta go. Sorry. Yeah, and Heine's like, damn, why the fuck's everyone staring at me? Like, I need to leave. Bye. See ya. Yeah, and Mac's like, I gotta head out too. And Howard's like, all right, I'll make him, apologize. Like, yeah, and again, Central Park. So that's why, like, and we know that and again, I feel like it's funny or it's kind of ironic that Howard points out that, Sonny could use like a fresh start, right? I mean, that's kind of what this whole thing is about. So, you know, yeah, she's like, all right, they bailed. It's like Jesus. Yeah, I mean, the reality is, yeah, and that's like, oh, you got just raw steak in there? Like, yeah, it's like, yeah, you got to get that, like. And yeah, so where we're at now, oh, we can't sprint inside. And again, yeah, this is exactly a doctorate. But yeah, what I was gonna say is because so now we're at the point to where like this is kind of like, oh, that's their bakery. Damn, it's right there. All right. So I guess that's too easy then. But where can we well, I guess hold on, because it's actually I believe our home's just straight to the left. So what I'm gonna say is again, because this is kind of a neat stopping point, or this is from here on out, we can basically just this is kind of the free like roam portion, or I guess where it's just kind of like where we can just pretty much do everything. Again, right? So where we can do everything we want. So I guess the big thing is, let's talk with come back. Oh, you're still staying up, proper inside. Yeah, sure. I don't know if this will end the but again, I wanted to see at the very least this as well as going back, to the park, right? So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it looks like the day after tomorrow. There's no way. Because here's the problem, right? There's no fucking way. Like they say that in blue as if there's gonna be a chapter 4 and as if there's gonna be fucking 2 more days to this. Let's be real here, right? I don't think anyone's like, I'm not assuming there's gonna be anything after this, right? But like throwing this date in the future is like, all right, that ain't happening. Let's be real here, right? Sure, give it. Hey, nice. We got some free bread pie. Damn. You know, we're eating good. Oh, and then we can just go in, right? Oh, all right. Well, no, I just want to hit him up one more time. See, what oh, we're just chilling, right? So yeah, and then now what we can do is we can hit up the park, right? Once more and then see what those guys are up to, right? So I'm getting a pretty good layout of the city. Uh but yeah, we can see. I mean, I assume they're hanging out in just the same area. Oh, guess not. I mean, they did say, but it's also quite possible that they had left. So I guess funny enough, that might be it because yeah, literally everything's closed. So that might actually just be it for I don't think we have any more trash, right? Oh, have we? Oh, all right. That's why I'm like, so yeah, we've done all that we can. So I guess yeah, they're not out here. Um so yeah, what I think I'm gonna do and what I think is appropriate is I'm gonna head back, right, to, like, our complex, and then just end the part there. Because what I think we do now that they're all gone, right? I guess maybe they're back at the mall. I don't think that would really make sense though, but, yeah, I don't think that would really, like, make sense, but I guess it is a possibility. Jesus Christ. I thought we already picked that up, whatever. Because what we can do is, again, is end the part here, right? And then in the next part, like, hit up all those boss fights and stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's what I figured, like, the mall's I don't even it's not open, right? Yeah, it's closed. So but yeah, and all these stores should be open too, right? Alright, so because Movie Mart was, or hold on, which was, because actually, shit, hold on. Good thing I kept that old save because alright, so looks like I think we are gonna have to go through the old save because there's the issue of, again, because the mall is closed, we can't fight a Wendy Hart, right? So again, stuff does change. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save and end this here for this third one, right? So we hit up Daphne and Bowen, right? And then I guess they've all gone home. Maybe that's in reference to a potential future day, but again, the problem is I don't think, we're gonna see any more out of this mod. But kind of the, I guess, interesting thing is, yeah, so we're gonna need to reutilize, and let me just go to the main menu, right? So hold on. Let's see, go to title screen, because what we're gonna need to do is utilize this save, given that again, after that point, I swear to God, good thing I ended up keeping this save because after that point, you lose access to, at the very least, the Wendy Hart fight. But I think we're gonna try to like in the next part again. I'm gonna do a black screen video, right? But what I will say is that in the next part, granted, I don't even know if I want to do another part for this. I might just end it here. But if I do want to go back and do those three boss fights, we can use that. But other than that, I don't think there's really much else to do. I mean, I guess we can get more trash and more graffiti. I guess buying all the like comic books and stuff, but I don't think that's as the only interesting thing would be beating those three bosses, right? But guess what? That just we'll see. But with that, I don't really have much else to say or do based off that. So, yep, that's it for this one. See you in the next one.